The reason why you don't already have everything you want is because you are not yet the man who is capable of having all the things that you want. If I asked you, are you capable of making $10,000 per month? Are you capable of getting a six pack or getting your dream body? If you had any ambition, you'd say, yeah, I'm capable of doing that. Well, I'm here to tell you, and this is going to sound a little bit insulting. No, you are not capable of getting it, because if you were capable of getting it, then you would already have it. What you have is an identity problem, not a money problem, not a discipline problem, not a status problem, none of that. What you have is an identity problem. It is all your identity. Become the man who is capable of getting the things that you want, because the only time you are capable of getting the things that you want is when you already have the things that you want. When you get those things, you become the man who is capable of having these things when you shed your past identity. Now I have two action steps for you to do this. The first one is to get a buzz cut. You do this when nothing else works. You do this when you have to change. You do this when you are just so sick of being in the same place for so long. So if I show you over here, you can see the pain in my eyes. You can see it. When I buzzed my hair, you could see I was just like a different person. And even over here, I still had built up my body at this point, but I was not aesthetic. Just something was wrong, and it was because of my mental health. I needed to see change. I needed to see progress. You need to understand that the only reason your life is the way it is right now is yourself. It's not because of the way your parents treated you when you were little. It's not because of the little love that your classmates show you, the fake smiles that the teachers would show you. It is you. Because think about it like this. If you were letting that impact you, if you were letting anything in your past life, any of this trauma, if you were letting it impact you, you are basically saying you have power and you are deciding how my life is going to be. And then they win. Then whatever thing that you are like blaming for this, blame is just a redirection of power. The only person you can blame is yourself. Because when you only blame yourself, you have all the power and you can make the change. The place you are currently right now, this day that you are at, this day is the consequence of all of the things that you did in the past. And that can sound like a bad thing, but also it can sound like a good thing. If I told you this day is the consequence of everything that you've done and you are happy to hear that, great. Because that just means that you've been working on yourself. That means that you are happy. That means when somebody asks you, like, this day is the consequence of your past actions, what do you think about that? Eventually you are going to say, great, because I put in the work. You could also get a haircut, but it's not the same because you can feel fresh and renewed. Part of the reason why you get a buzz cut and part of the reason why you're afraid to get a buzz cut is because you're tying a lot of this your looks into your hair, your personality. And I got to tell you, if you're thinking about something that superficial, and again I'm insulting you, but you need to hear this. If you're tying your self-worth to something so superficial, you are exactly the person who needs the buzz cut. And this is also partially the reason why I got the buzz cut. I did not want to tie myself to my looks as much. In fact, getting the buzz cut, it deepens your integrity. Holy shit, bro, I'm glowing. Damn. Your next action step is to journal about the man that you want to become and then write as that man that you want to become. Write in the first person. Put it on your wall and read it every single damn day and force yourself to feel something, because nothing will change. The neural circuits, the neuroplasticity, nothing will change from within if you do not feel emotion when you read this. And then make evidence. When you read something, think back to a point where what you're saying is actually true. And if you can't think of anything, don't get mad. Just set the intention that you are going to actualize the things that you were saying. You are going to just be open to the opportunities that you can prove yourself and make evidence for you to look back on. These two ways are the only ways that you can shed your past identity, the most effective ways that I've come to realize, because it's so hard to like try to become a new person. It's so hard to get these things and become the man who is capable of getting these things without becoming a new person, because the person you are now has to die to get to the person that you want to be. The things you want, they're achievable because other people have done them. And it's not to say that you are like a bad person right now. You are not a bad person right now. The point is that you need to let yourself go in order for you to grow. Because until you let yourself go, you'll keep convincing yourself that you are not able to show up for these workouts. You're not able to try this hard. But the truth is, other people have been able to do it. And you can give yourself that power by putting yourself all the blame. And once you put yourself all the blame, that is when you will see the progress. So this was the one that I had done for me. This is the one that gave me the most progress. I had like the biggest leap when I wrote this one, and I read it literally every single day for 30 days. And after I finished like those 30 days, and I didn't even try to time it, I just kept making evidence. I kept setting the intention. And after that, literally everything in here, I will say, is true. I will read it to you right now, just as an example. My mindset is designed to make me powerful while magnifying my integrity and relaxing into the one who I am. Everything else is secondary and only a mirage of necessity. I'm sure you can tell I'm very spiritual. If I fall, everyone else has already fallen. I do not fail, give up, or ever slow down. I simply just don't. If another falls in the situation and calls for it, I will pick them up because that is who I am. Because I love as a father loves, patient, guiding, and I lead by example so that you can find your way. I am stillness. And when life gives me her brutest blows, I will stay standing just as when I feel her tender and loving generosity. And in both light and dark, I will have a smile in my face and gratitude in my heart. Through it all, I will just be. Without smoke and mirrors, if I'm quiet, I'm quiet. If I'm loud, I will be it. And all of this is because no thing, circumstance, setback, or challenge has ever made a difference to the one who I am. I will magnify him and his love because that is why he has put me here. And I do he with capitals because I'm referencing one, I'm referencing source. He will test me to see if I truly am who I say I am, and I will respond to these hiccups, these uncertainties, these trials and tribulations with acceptance, with gratitude and perseverance, because these tests are designed to make me more powerful and of integrity. So today, I will persevere. And make sure to sign your name at the bottom so that you can. This is a tactic that I learned actually in this book, Influence. So basically, sometimes when people would, it was a war tactic that I believe it was the Chinese used it with Americans. They basically made them write essays about why America wasn't good, and then they made them sign their name at the bottom, and then they would put the essays around out and about in the camps where they were keeping the prisoners. And now, eventually, after months of like people seeing their signed names and their signatures, basically what they did was they ended up identifying with what they wrote. They've really figured out what they wrote. Now this is not just affirmations because affirmations are lame unless you make evidence. When you identify with what you write, writing is an expression of truth. And you can make your truth by writing it, reading it, looking at it, and basically adding all the five senses to this. This is how you actualize this new identity that you're giving yourself. This is how you get those things that you're going after. And as a little bonus, you can do this little symbol here. That this is the symbol of the bastion. This is the symbol that means one. This is the symbol that means source. This is one love. Do this because after you do this, you will see the progress that you want. And you know what? Check this out. It's me. You will get the progress that you were looking for because truthfully, it is not as complicated as you want it to be. Look at me trying to figure out how I can get this circle in the right place. You got this, bro. You got this.